This video provides easy-to-follow instructions for you to create this swing arm using Onshape. Click below in the video description. Here you will find links to all of the resources you need to complete this project. First, there is a link for a PDF instruction sheet. Click this link and open the project drawings and specifications in a new browser tab. Next, if you don't have an Onshape account, use one of these links to create a free account at the Onshape website. Last, there are links for each of the segments of this video. The video instruction is organized into 5 segments. In Segment 1, you will read the engineering drawings. Segment 2 will establish the design intent. In Segment 3, you will create the part model using Onshape. Next, you will check the accuracy of your model by checking its mass properties. Last, you will check the design intent by making changes to the model to see if it will update correctly. Now you are ready to begin the project. In this segment, we'll read the engineering drawing for the swing arm. Let's start by identifying the views provided in the drawings. First, there is an isometric view showing the swing arm as a 3-dimensional pictorial. Next, 2 orthographic views. On the bottom, a front view. Projected above the front view, a top view.
When creating the parametric model, we need to identify the basic shapes and included features. The front view shows rectangular-shaped arms set at an angle. Both ends have a semicircular shape. There are 3 equal-size holes. The arm has a uniform thickness. The angled end has a raised circular boss centered on the end.
Next, we'll look at the dimensions and notes. First, the dimensions are in millimeters. The horizontal distance between centers is 75 millimeters. The angled distance between centers is 50 millimeters. The angle is 120 degrees. The diameter of the circular features is 40 millimeters or a radius of 20. The through holes have a diameter of 12.5 millimeters. The thickness is 5 millimeters. The raised boss is 10 millimeters thick. The mass is set to grams. The material is set to aluminum 2024.
Next, let's establish our design intent. To start, we need to identify any features that might be changed or revised during the design process. The length between centers on the horizontal arm may change. The length between centers on the angled arm may also be changed. The angle of the arm may need to be increased or decreased. Next, we need to identify the features that will not change if the part is revised. The diameter of the semicircular ends that also determine the width of the arm will remain the same. This size of the fillets. The size of the holes will remain unchanged. The choice of constraints and the order they are applied will determine if the model will behave predictively when changed. So the design intent is to be able to change the length of the horizontal arm, and the angular arm, or change the angle, and have the other features update without errors.
We can now model the part in Onshape. Let's begin with a preview of the steps we will use in the modeling process. First, from the drawing, we will identify the profile we will use for the base sketch. In this project, the front view defines the overall shape and size, so we will use it for the base sketch. The sketch will be placed on the front sketch plane. The origin will be placed at one of the circle centers. Sketch 1 will define all of the size and shape elements. Extrude 1 will add thickness and create the base feature. Extrude 2 will add the circular boss on the angular end, completing the part. So let's get started creating the swing arm. I have opened a new Onshape document and named it swing arm. The workspace units are set to millimeters and the mass is set to grams. Start a new sketch. Place it on the front sketch plane. Use N to view normal and P to turn off the sketch planes. It was identified in the design intent that the length of the arms and the angle between them are elements that may change. So we will start by defining these elements in the sketch. Using a construction line, start at the origin, draw a horizontal line, set the length at 75 and then the angular line at 50 millimeters. Use the dimension tool to set the angle to 120 degrees. Next, using a center point circle, draw the small circle for the hole at 12.5 millimeters. Then draw a concentric circle for the end at 40 millimeters. At each of the construction line endpoints, create another set of circles, but do not dimension them. Using the equal constraint, resize these circles by setting them equal to the first dimension set. Now, using the line tool, sketch single line segments between the circles to form the outside edges. Just make sure ends are coincident to the circles, and the top lines are coincident where they meet in the middle. Using the tangent constraint from the constraint tools, set each of the lines tangent to the circles. Use a parallel constraint to set the top lines parallel to the bottom side. To round this inside corner, use a fillet tool. Click on the intersection and choose the direction. Click the left mouse button and set the radius at 20 millimeters. All of the lines are black, now showing they are fully constrained. Use the green check to accept the sketch. Now we can use the extrude feature to add thickness to the part. Click the extrude button on the feature toolbar. This will be a new feature. Set the depth to 5 millimeters. Click on the regions of sketch 1 to be included. Leave out the end with the boss. This looks correct, so choose the green check to close. This is the base feature. Last, we can add the end with the boss. Again, use extrude. This will add to the base part. Set the depth to 10 millimeters. Click on sketch 1 in the feature list. Click the eye to turn on its visibility. Click on the boss end and set the depth at 10 millimeters. This looks correct. Use the green check. This completes the part. In this segment, we'll check the accuracy of the model by checking its mass properties. To check the model, the mass units should be set to grams and the material set to aluminum 2024. If the size and shape of your model was completed accurately, the mass should be 97.611 grams. Let's look at this process step by step. First, open the document that contains the model of the swing arm. Next, check the workspace units and make sure that mass was set to grams. Next, set the material to aluminum 2024. Go to the part in the parts list. Right-click and choose Assign Material. In this case, we're searching for aluminum 2024. Click to select it. Next, go down to the lower right corner and click on the Display Mass Properties button. When the dialog box opens, click on the part, and the display shows a mass of 97.611 grams. If this was your result, then your part is accurate and matches the specifications. If not, you can troubleshoot for the sketch or feature that has an error. First, locate the rollback bar in the feature list. Move the rollback bar up to just below extrude 1. The mass now reads 66.088 grams. If you have an error here, examine sketch 1 or extrude 1. Now move the rollback bar down to below extrude 2. This adds back the end with the raised boss. The mass is now 97.611 grams. If you have an error here, examine extrude 2. In this segment, we will make some revisions to the design and check if our design intent has been applied correctly. We will start by reading the revision drawings to identify the features that will be changed. First, the distance between the centers of the horizontal holes is now 100 millimeters. The angled distance between centers is 60 millimeters. The included angle of the part has been reduced to 105 degrees. The size and location of the other features will remain the same. The revised mass should now be 117.07 grams. Now we will make the revisions to the swing arm. I have opened the Onshape document that contains the swing arm. I know that the distances and angle that need to be changed are contained in Sketch 1. Double-click on Sketch 1 to open. Use N to view normal. Edit the horizontal dimensions to 100 millimeters. Edit the angled dimension to 60 millimeters. Change the angle to 105 degrees. Use the Final button to apply the changes and preview the results. This looks correct and there are no errors in the sketch or the feature list. Last, we can check the mass properties. The revised mass should be 117.071 grams. If this is your result, your model has met the design intent and updated correctly. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, look for more projects at cadvideotutor.com. Also, hit the like or subscribe button. If you have a question, leave a comment.